Traveling overseas and want to know how you can claim it as a tax deduction? I'm Sam Keats from Keats Accounting, and this week we're talking about overseas travel. We occasionally get asked questions by clients in relation to overseas travel expenses. We have a client who recently headed over to Bali to purchase garments for her business and to meet with the suppliers, and spent a lot of time that she was there actually working. So I thought that would be a handy topic to talk about this week in terms of what you can claim. There are lots of reasons you may have to go overseas for work. It might be a trade show, there may be a conference that you wish to attend, or it could be to meet with suppliers and things like that in terms of running your business on a day-to-day basis. So how does it work and what can you claim? What it comes down to is the purpose for the trip. So if you go overseas for a week-long conference, so the conference goes for 5 days, and you stay for the weekend after the conference, you're going to be okay. But let's say, for example, you've booked a 4-day conference in Fiji and you're tacking a 10-day holiday onto that. So you're going to be gone for 2 weeks in total. You're taking the family with you. What can you claim? Well, you can claim the full cost of the conference, and you can claim for your meals and your accommodation while you're at the conference. The trick is, though, we have to look at each individual expense and what was actually included. So your accommodation, for example, you've got 14 days accommodation, 4 of those relate to the conference. We do actually need to look at how many people were staying in the room, and you can only claim your portion of that. Even if it made no difference whether one person was staying there or 4, the cost was the same, you can still only claim your share. When it comes to things like airfares and your parking at the airport, your Ubers, those sorts of things to get you to and from your flight, those are deductible on a proportionate basis. So in the instance I gave you, you're away for 14 days, you're working for 4 of those, we divide it by 14, multiply by 4, and that's the portion of your airfare that you can claim. So remember that you can include all of the add-ons, so you can include travel to and from the airport, you can include the tolls on those trips, we can include the parking, we can include your meals and your accommodation and your phone and all of those things when you're overseas, in addition to the conference itself. However, travel insurance is not deductible in most circumstances, and that's because travel insurance is covering you for things that are normally private in nature. So it's covering you for things like cancellation of your flights and loss of luggage. So generally that's one that would get knocked out. Passport costs are another one that we see quite commonly that aren't claimable because they're not related just to that trip. Visas are a different story, of course. So if you're planning an overseas trip for work, please get in contact with us and we'll show you what level of detail you need to keep so that we can maximise those claims for you and just give you the tips and tricks. There are also some ways that we can work it through if you're running a business in terms of daily travel allowances, which may work out to be more of a tax saving for you than claiming the actual expenses. So if this affects you, please get in touch. We'd love to help. See you next week.